Director at the Center of Middle East Studies at the University of Denver. Welcome to the program, Nader. So you already know that Washington has expressed what it calls concern, saying that this kind of thing is only going to help Iran's missile program. But this is all above board. It doesn't breach the deal, does it?
No, it doesn't breach the deal, and I don't think we need to pay too much attention to the announcement today. I read this as largely a public relations exercise on behalf of the Islamic Republic of Iran to show that they are a major power, to intimidate and to send a message to really two audiences. One, the Americans around the negotiating table in Vienna, but also to send a message domestically to their very disgruntled and disappointed population that we are a great nation. Look, we're able to launch a satellite into space. But of course, if you look at the details, Iran has continually failed to send a satellite into space. This is the fifth time, according to my counting, where they've made such an announcement to great fanfare, a lot of PR, but the actual details suggest that the satellite was unable to enter orbit.
OK, so look, clearly the talks in Vienna are far more important than this particular launch, right? We've got the head of the IAEA, Rafael Grossi, saying Iran, if it wants to, is extremely close to having a nuclear weapon. And then for the Iranian people, we have the sanctions, which have affected their daily lives. Whatever Tehran says, we have sometimes an admission, certainly from the previous president, that yes, the sanctions were biting. So what's the future of the Iran nuclear deal and Iran's necessity to have these international sanctions lifted?
Well, I think the entire future of the country is at stake here. The country is in deep crisis as a result of not just the sanctions. I want to highlight that. The sanctions are a big reason why there is major social, economic despair, but also because of the monumental mismanagement, corruption, and incompetence of Iran's ruling elite. So you put that together, and you can understand what's happening within Iran today. But internationally, there's no way Iran can move forward unless there is some resolution of the nuclear crisis. Sanctions are lifted, and now we're getting to the end game. So there has to be some progress in these negotiations before the Western side, the American side, declare that it's too late. So we're waiting to see what happens. The results, at least the reports that we're getting out of Vienna, is that progress has been made, but the details are unknown at this moment.
OK, because everything I was reading on this, I believe the seventh round of negotiations, everything I was reading was that actually they seem to be at a stalemate. So tell us about the progress you've heard about and what you think is going to happen there in Vienna.
Well, the Iranian spokesperson, the head of the negotiations, Bagheri Kani, has made statements that we're making progress. If you listen very closely to the American position, they're deeply skeptical. But in a recent statement by Ned Price, the State Department spokesperson, he sort of hinted that there was progress that was being made, but it remains to be seen. So I think what I'm hearing from Vienna is that there are serious negotiations about substantive issues that are at the core of this particular standoff. And I think the devil is in the details, and we're all waiting to see, what happens in the next coming weeks. So now that the sort of the propaganda is behind us, all sides have sort of come to the table and stated their initial positions. There's a document that they're all working on that spells out the outstanding issues, and now we're down to really tough negotiations. So there's no breakthrough yet, but hopefully there will be for those of us who care about international peace and security.
Absolutely. Nader, thank you so much indeed. Nader Hashemi in Denver.